Yo, what's up, guys? Got the setup back. Let's go on Reddit. It says higher belts telling me to wrestle less. Yeah, sounds like a new guy. It got the blue belt tag on there. Since starting BJJ, I've adopted a wrestling top pressure style, which I really enjoy and has worked well for me in competitions. Recently, a couple of purple belts said that I'm relying too much on wrestling and that I need to play BJJ more. Yesterday, we were doing positional sparring from open guard. I was bottom, and my partner Brown was standing. I was wrestling up, single leg and ankle picks from seated guard. Halfway through, he said, "It's positional sparring. You should be playing guard." Ooh, I don't really enjoy playing guard, and while I love the sport, the main reason I do BJJ is for self-defense. So I don't want to build bad habits. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, you just wrestling up and not learning jiu-jitsu is not the best habit. But let's see what the comments say. If it's positional sparring, working on a specific guard, yo, man was working closed guard and just coming up for the wrestle up. Specific guard, then stick to that. You're being a good training partner, and it doesn't hurt to know a little bit about what other people might try to do from those reference points, even if you aren't interested in it for your own purposes. Otherwise, wrestle away, my guy. Yeah, a lot of people just want to do what they want to do. I mean, at blue belt, you probably should be learning the fundamentals of your sport. And there's going to be a time when you go against a better wrestler. You're going to go against, Olympic caliber, NCAA caliber wrestler. And then, where's my guard at? So develop the guard now. And, you just can't ignore it. You can't just wrestle up for your whole career and then not know what to do on bottom later on. Someone says counterpoint, the other person needs to be better control their positional sparring. If they allow you to stand up, they now know what not to do. In our club, positional sparring means starting in a position and then sparring as you see fit, and the first to score points stays on. If someone lets me stand up, throw them, and secure top, then that's what I'm going to do. The better player just won't give me that opportunity. I see what they're saying. Well, he's obviously a judo guy. I see that right there. But again, positional sparring means to work that position. So if you're working butterfly guard or closed guard, of course, sometimes your instructor will give you that leeway to do other guards and transition to those different guards, but you want to use that guard, use that specific move and, improve upon that specific move. Otherwise, you're just going to keep using the same game, which can work. I'm coming to mind is like someone like Nicky Rod. He's got a very good game, but he's geared toward specifically towards competition, and maybe this guy is. But if you're like, hey, I need to learn guard, you're not going to go to Nicky Rod, right? Maybe he has a guard. I mean, I haven't really seen it, but it's going to be a huge gap later on. And then as, you go up in skill level, you kind of seal off that route. So he can't ever really develop a really good guard because it won't handle the top guard passers. So it's like, you can choose to maximize the skill set and then you kind of sacrifice the other skill set, or you try to ideally you raise up all your skill sets, your passing, your guard, your defense, your attack. We really want well-rounded athletes. I mean, you can win with a specific game plan, but when that game plan doesn't work anymore, then that's kind of it. Let's see, this guy, Brown Belt, says, my coach always says to us in positionals that if you allow the bottom player to stand up, you lost. Too many people have bad guard passing habits because they're used to the gentleman's agreement of one person sitting on their butt and other one passing. If you train like this, then meet someone that likes to wrestle up in comp, you're jacked up. I get what they're saying. They're coming from they're kind of mixing competition and self-defense kind of leanings with that. I get what they're saying. I mean, any sport, think of high-level boxing or wrestling or judo, you're fighting to beat other high-level people in that sport. But if you're like, if that's like in boxing saying, what if I kick your leg if you try to punch me? I just calf kick, thigh kick you, when you try to punch, and that's not even in the rule set. It doesn't. I mean, you can do it, but it's not even. It's not even a thing in boxing, right? If they want to do all this stuff, they should just do MMA. They sound like they just want to do MMA. So instead of coming to jiu-jitsu class where you learn guard, how to pass, and all this stuff, just go to MMA and stop complaining. Or just learn the guard and stop being a meathead. Because I see guys like this all the time. They're super hard-headed. They don't want to play their guard. They're like, I just stand up, bro. But again, what happens when you can't stand up? What happens when the person has better takedowns and has better pressure, so you can't get up, and then your guard sucks, and then you're like, oh, I hate this. So that's the problem with a lot of the Reddit people. I don't know, man. When I see these people in real life, they talk big online, but then you see them in real life, they can't do anything. They're not doing anything. I'm getting pissed off over here. Come at me, Reddit. I'm ready for you guys. Guy says, exactly. I dropped in at a gym and they did this positional sparring and said first to score points. Okay. Yeah. So before I went up, I asked coach if I could stand and throw to score points. He seemed confused, but was like, I don't see why not. I proceeded to do the exact same thing to every person until my 5 goes were up. I don't know what that means. Oh, he had 5 tries to stay in, like a round robin or king of the mat. And then I went back around and did it again. The coach was talking to me after and realized his gym had a hole in their game due to that. Well, you were just gaming the system. And you know what? I don't know if you got any better during that training. So he won the training, but he didn't improve. The whole point of coming to training outside of getting ready for competition, he's visiting a school, is to improve your techniques. Again, this guy has a judo background, so he's got a different mindset. But reading the comments is not too different than a lot of these other guys. This guy's like, you did that gym a massive favor, bro. Just taking the people down, not passing, or just standing up and not passing or sweeping. Yeah, it's kind of an echo chamber. Half the time I visit a gym, I'm changing my reading voice, guys. Half the time I visit a gym and scarf hold someone to get a submission, I'm basically told this by a brown belt or black belt. Then I have to take whoever I submitted aside and tell them scarf hold is really powerful and hard to escape if someone actually knows how to do it properly. And that their upper belts are just bad at the position because they were told it was bad early on and never worked on it. I love this as a guy that wrestled in high school 25 years ago. Oh, he sounds like a meathead. I love the scarf hold, compression chokes and arm bars, shoulder locks with my legs all day long. My coach just made a point to drill the class on escapes for this spot. After he saw me catching upper belts with it, it lowered my success rate a bit. After one technique. All right, when one little detail beats your whole technique, all right, get it out of there. And I think of my friend Zach. He loves like combat, not sambo, but catch wrestling moves. But a lot of times I just need to adjust here. Oh, I'm out of the submission. And, catch wrestlers are always like, they think they're the best. I mean, jiu-jitsu people think they're the best too, but at least we try everything. And catch wrestlers would do these weird submissions, and maybe they catch 1 out of 100, and they're like, oh, it's amazing. But it's I don't know, like they commit too much to the submission, not the position a lot of times. Or sometimes they will do a position like this scarf hold choke. But usually it's like somebody huge. It's Josh Barnett squeezing somebody smaller. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I mean, there's better techniques that are more efficient, that don't take you squeezing and using 300 pounds. And as I said that, look at this. I'm at home with ribs swollen and popped out because one of the former collegiate linebackers put me in a scarf hold last Saturday, open mat, 300 pounds to my 204. I got out, but I suffered for letting him get on my back to begin with. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with Reddit. It gets into that echo chamber. It's all these meatheads. It's white belts. It's people. Some people that don't even train. They're just trolling. So let's move on before I get too upset. So we got Ethan Krinelstein versus Ecological Jiu-Jitsu, DeAndre Corbe. So it's a little video. I'm gonna change myself so I don't get that copyright. Let's see. Hey, yo, that's pretty cool, huh? I don't know if I can move out the way or what. Let's can I turn this off? Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. I'm trying to figure it out how to. Can I move that? How do I move that guy? I don't know how to move it, but I'll try to move my head out the way. Let's see. Rewind. Some nice wrestling and jiu-jitsu mix. Coming up for the back. Oh, reversed. He's on the leg. Looking for something there. Toe hold. Comes on top. Yeah, passing. Where's Ecological at? You know, I gotta throw some shots at my guys. Shout out to Nelson, Inverted Gear. Kevon. How did he get them out? Let's rewind that, guys. I missed that part. So he kind of just steps through. You know, when you're in this position, you can step through pretty easily. Step right through to the side. Right there. Boom. Get to the side. Pressured on the underhook. Cross facing. Controlling the hips. Upper body control right into mount. Okay, so basic mount. Corbe's trying to escape. Going on to his side. Oh, body triangle on bottom. Yeah, that seems pretty gnarly. Back take to the triangle. Up, gives up. Another back take attempt. Who's number one? So submission only. But we can see the judges were favoring both athletes at that time. Body triangle on the back. Probably went to Ethan that way. Dun, 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 dun. Hope that music doesn't get me copyright with the copyright strike. Yeah. So that was Ethan versus. So that was Ethan versus. I don't know what's going on here. So that was Ethan versus Ecological Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, it's basically just. Where am I at? It's basically just you know, a regular match. I mean, it didn't seem anything crazy. You know, I think the strength of Ecological is that you get a lot of experience. You get more repetition and experience in certain positions that might be hard to recreate. So you can get very specific, you know, in the positions, and you just gain a lot of information in that position versus, you know, if you just do regular rounds, sometimes we miss out in certain positions, or it's hard to recreate. And you know, like I said, you can just recreate some difficult positions that are you might not think about a lot of times. But great match. You know, both guys are good. Both guys won trials and done ADCC and, you know, everything else in between. So let's go back to Reddit. 1 second. Just 1 second. There we go. Making some adjustments. Next video. Next question says, serious question. Why doesn't everyone tie their belt with the super lock style? Having to retie your belt every few minutes is the biggest waste of time. You just answered your question. We use that to take a break. We're trying to rest. Let's see. First comment says, just let me rest, bro. This. There we go. End of the post. For one, if you compete, then having a belt that falls off as soon as you look at it is not a bad thing, as evidenced by that hog tie video that's been making the rounds lately. I got to check that one out. I think that should be illegal. Yeah, I see the post here. It says asking if it was legal to hog tie. We'll look at that later, guys. I'll open a new tab somewhere. I'll just throw it in there somewhere. But we'll get back to that. It should be illegal. I think. One guy says it's funny. I just saw that version. Okay, we're not asking about that. Let's see. You're not competing in class though. I mean, you still stalling in class though. Most of you guys be taking water breaks, bathroom break. You be taking breaks. They be trying to run that clock out. That 5 minute round. Okay, let me tie my belt. That's 1 minute right there. One guy says, I still tie my shoes with bunny ears. Let's be real. I am not wearing the super lock. So I think the super lock is where it ties into. Of course you fold your belt into itself, but there's one where you kind of tie the ends under, and that makes it super tight. Apparently, pause on that comment. There's only bunny ears though, right? Please God, tell me they're not. Girls aren't judging me on my bunny ears technique. I don't like my belt tied to me. It provides a good grip when I won't untie it. Same, I tie mine to come off. Yeah, sometimes you want that belt to come off, especially if you're fighting a bolo, bro. They grab that belt. You want that belt to just disappear, to just dissipate. So that is part of the strategy, because if that belt's too strong and they can get that belt grip, man, that's like a death sentence on there with the berimbolo. One guy says, I tie mine with the quick release. Yeah, we want that thing to come off. I'm more worried about easy lapel access than the belt. Yeah, so I mean, if your belt comes untied, then the lapels are out. So then if you're fighting a squid guard or squid guard or a worm guard competitor, it's going to be pretty bad. So choose your poison. You want to fight the berimbolo or you want to fight the worm guard? Because they're dirty cheaters and they know I'll grab their belt whenever I get a chance. Yeah. One guy says, I use the one that does not come undone, but will say that sometimes trying to get my gi back in after a round, especially after a hard comp fight, can be annoying. A lot of times I end up untying the thing anyway. So yeah, so even if you do tie your belt with the super knot, whatever that is, if your lapels come out, then you're stuck there trying to stuff it back in, and then you might as well just retie it. So I don't know. It's up to you. Yeah, I don't think there's really much to talk about. Let's see. We got another video with Josh Saunders. This is the guy that competed against Gordon Ryan not too long ago. Last year. Obviously last year, not this year. Got an interesting video there. We might have to check that video out. You guys can't see what I'm clicking on, but it says every BJJ submission ranked, the ultimate tier list. So please don't hit me with the copyright strike. We're gonna just be doing a review of your video. That's all I can ask. Don't strike me.
What are the GOAT submissions and what are the absolute trash you shouldn't waste your time on? We're going to settle the debate right now. We're going to create a tier list. We're going to see if your favorite submission is S tier, GOAT, or T tier, trash. I'm sorry if you get upset. We're going to ruffle some feathers. Let's dive in. Rear naked choke, God tier. No questions, no doubts. It's the most successful submission in all of competition. Based on all the stats, you can read, there's a good website that does ADCC statistics, and you can go and look up the percentages of each submission. By far and away, rear naked choke, number one.
I agree. That's a very high S tier.
We're about to get really different.
Oh, he's doing different tiers than me.
Omoplata, for the gi, I would argue that it's great up the top, but look, for a submission, for sweeping, great. In the gi, great. For submitting people in all of jiu-jitsu, if you include how shit it is in no gi, aside from when Joseph Chen does it with a bulldog choke, I'm going to put it in the good category. Kimura deserves to go in the great category because it's usable in every single...
Omoplata, I got to put it up higher, bro, because it's also a position. Not too many submissions are also a position. Maybe like the Ashi with the ankle lock grip. Calf slicer is kind of a position as well. But I think Omoplata, it's so versatile. It's got to go higher, man. You can sweep, you can submit, you can transition to like the bulldog choke. You can switch to the back, you can switch to the legs. So I got to put it up a little bit higher than this guy.
Class, it's very high percentage, not just for finishing, but also going into other techniques at the same time. Like, it's a great way to take the back. It's a great way to transition to arm bars. Yeah, Kimura's great.
I agree.
I'm going to put Das in the good category. Only reason I'm not going to put it in great, because I do love a Das. is that people with shorter limbs are not going to be able to facilitate it as much. Whereas rear naked chokes are good for a god tier for everybody. If you get to a rear naked choke, you're definitely going to finish it. I want to put it in great because it's my first love, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put it in good because you will find them regularly, but whether you actually finish them or not, we've seen plenty of dasses fail because of improper technique and limb length, unless you're a Rotolo brother and you just snatch them up for anyway. The armbar's god tier. Every discipline, gi, no gi, MMA, you see it in every single high-level competition. There's always an armbar finish. I think second to rear naked choke, armbar is the highest percentage. And then I think third on that list is heel hooks. So it'd be rude to put an armbar in anything but god tier. The smother's a party trick. You won't finish anybody decent with it. If you catch it and you lock it up, there's a potential to stop their breathing and asphyxiate them. Most often, you won't get a finish. 9 out of 10 times, you'll get their arms up, which will progress to other better submissions. So it's a bit of a party trick.
Party trick, yeah.
It
works though.
Guillotine, when executed correctly, is god tier, but I think you see more of them fail than you do arm bars and rear naked chokes. So I'm probably going to put it in great. Still a fantastic submission. Much better than a no-arm guillotine, 9 out of 10 times, because you control the body. But I'm going to put it in the great category. The Americana
it might be too high ranked, I think.
You're going to see it most prominently at white belt level because they have no idea how to defend it. You very rarely see them finished at the highest levels or at black belt. The last one I can remember was Victor Hugo. And I don't remember another one since. So
it's around, man. It's around.
But it's more of a party trick. Absolute trash. Put that right down the bottom. The only people who are ever going to attempt one, let alone finish one, are 45-year-old dudes at your gym who have a construction job. And they hate you because they want to bend your trachea in backwards and not actually submit you properly. Trash.
Oh, that's techniques on there.
Every single person other than Marcelo Garcia, trash.
I agree.
Actually,
Jeff Monson, guys. Don't forget Jeff Monson.
Gabriel Souza submitted Mikey Musumeci with a north-south choke.
He said he had the flu that time.
It's trash.
The flu submitted Mikey.
Gabriel Souza or Marcelo Garcia?
No, it can't be trash. Can't be trash.
That in the great category. Reason being is you still see people failing to execute the strangle correctly and then go off to the god tier armbar inside the triangle. And it's great for dilemmas. It's fantastic.
You got to put a god tier. Triangle, bro. Triangle's got to be god tier.
And I think if we're going to be fair,
triangle? Come on.
Saying that the DAS
get that thing locked up.
Is great because of limb length. I think the triangle also applies to that. So it's great. I think the opposite triangle is good, like the proper opposite triangle, not the wrong way locked triangle. I think you put it in the good category. I don't think you've seen it enough at high level competition to say that it would be great to rival the front triangle. You definitely see front triangles more, but it absolutely is not a party trick. I think that's a fair placement.
Nah, I gotta be
the back triangle
higher ranked than that.
Good category. It's nowhere near as prolific as the rear naked choke, and you don't see as many of them as you do front triangles. So I'm going to say good.
So I'm thinking more about finishing, not just
for the same reason.
How many people are doing it.
You can peel off into other different things with kimura, back takes, other varieties of submissions. You don't see them all that often, but when you do see them, they do get finished. So I'm going to say good. I have such a keen fondness of the ankle triangle. I think the ankle triangle gets bumped up to great. Only reason is that it's a great way to set up a triangle or an armbar if you're talking about.
I think he's adding too many triangle variations. I would have done reverse triangle and front triangle.
Inside the ankle triangle, you can go for the strangle. You can
too many variations.
Type finish. I think the same reasoning as why the front triangle goes into the armbar is the same reason that it goes into the great category for the ankle triangle. It's not trash because it does get finished, but the twister is definitely a party trick. Very rarely you're going to see it work on somebody who's at a high level.
It's illegal in most tournaments.
Crazy. But that also shows you
it works though. Tim Planet coming for you, bro.
Skill set between jiu-jitsu athletes and probably strikers. You're only really going to see them with a big discrepancy. So it's more of a party trick than anything else. Yeah,
I would say it's at least good.
Definitely more of a party trick.
Hard to get into, but
it forces a submission end position dilemma. But you're not going to see it at the highest level very often.
It's not a part. It's a threat. It's got to be higher ranked than that.
Is good, but not good enough to get put in the good category. Sulev goes in the party trick category.
That's it.
Again, you most often see them in MMA.
Well, we had Gianni and what's the other kid that got into it at ADCC trials.
Inside heel hook is god tier. You see them most often finished in the heel hook family. I'd say that's a fair assessment.
I don't know if it's god tier anymore. Maybe a decade ago.
People still get.
I think just good.
I think they are a higher breaking potential than an outside heel hook because they are less. I don't think you need as much skill at the highest level to hit inside versus outside. So I'm going to put it in god tier.
That's too high. Too high ranked.
Is great because there are very few people that can execute them reliably at a high level. You
too
don't
high
see
ranked.
as many of them as straight ankle locks and as inside heel hooks, but they're still a very good submission. I want to put the straight ankle lock in god tier because you see them so often, but I think it might have to go in the great category because it doesn't always end the match. You're definitely going to see people eat.
I don't think any leg lock should be in god tier because there's no leg lock where like, okay, I'm dead to rights.
Straight foot locks than they do heel hooks. So I think
rear naked choke is the only thing that should be in god tier. And everything else is
going
great.
Up against Shashinsky and he just rips your foot apart. The Aoki is not. I don't think it's fair to put the Aoki into the straight footlock category in terms of great. I think it's very good, but you don't really see them as much. And I think you're more inclined to go for a straight footlock if you had the option. I'll put it in the good category. Toe holds are good. They just run of the mill if you latch onto one, but it's the same reasoning as to why an ankle lock doesn't finish the match. You can definitely toe hold someone and break their foot and they continue. I don't think it's as much of a...
Are you sure? Usually after that foot break...
Yeah, the toe hold's definitely good.
Not going to be standing up on that thing.
Certainly not a party trick. So it goes in the good category. The knee bar goes in the same category. The knee bar's good. It won't always finish a match, aka Ruotolo versus Meow, 2019 ADCC. His knee, which split like...
That match was over though, bro. That match was over.
Special case. I think most people...
Paulo's still feeling that knee bar.
It'll break you catastrophically, but it might not end the match. It's certainly not a party trick, and you don't see as many.
And that, by that definition, no limb submission should be god tier. Then no arm bars and none of those heel hooks.
It's better to put it in great or put it in good.
Only rear naked choke
the Esteema
or guillotine.
Is a party trick. Most of the time, people aren't silly enough to put their foot in that position when they're playing butterfly half. You will catch some people, but it's more of a gotcha submission than it is something that you set up, unless you're Braulio. Apparently, Braulio is just ridiculous.
Well, it's named after him, so it is.
Get over it. You probably train at 10th planet if you're mad about that. It sucks.
Come after him, guys, not me. He said that.
I don't have much to say about the banana split. Trash. Because of the difficulty of setting it up and the fact that you have to go through so many procedures, I think the Z-Lock deserves to go in the great category.
Nah,
it'd be rude to put it with armbar.
Nah, it's not great. Actually, it might be great. It might be great. It might be great.
And or your knee. You got to be careful with them. And they are surprisingly difficult to get out of if you don't know what to do. I'm not going to tell you the John Carlo defense, though. I'm going to keep that secret. So I'm going to put it in great. The calf slicer is certainly a party trick. If you don't know how to defend a calf slicer, you deserve to get party tricked. Because you just go foot to foot and then extend. Obviously, if the guy's 60 pounds heavier than you, it's going to be difficult. But there are so many better options. Don't calf slicers. You know what? Calf slicers are trash.
No, don't say that. It's worked. I mean, just my boy Joseph Chin got caught with that, right?
That is more of a party trick move.
And then the rear calf slicer is real, bro.
The front facing one where you throw your leg over their knee. The one where you're facing each other.
Oh, yeah. Like you sit back on the Irigashi one.
Yep, that's trash. Yeah, the Philippe Pena one, the one where he puts you into a bear trap. And if you lock their chest to your chest, you can destroy their knee. Will it end the match? No. Will you destroy their knee? Yes. So it's
you guys on so much stuff, you can't feel that knee breaking.
Not often enough.
You guys just keep going.
I have a soft spot for the triangle, but it would be extremely disrespectful to put it in any other category than party trick, because that's all it is. It's just a party trick. It's a really nice defense from if they have no idea how to use outside Ashi properly, putting it into immediate offense.
Catch them off guard with that.
Your training partner across their own forehead is very fun to do. Don't do it all the time. Don't abuse it, because then you're a bit of a dickhead. But yeah, it's a party trick. The buggy choke is straight and utter trash. No, it's disrespectful to put it in trash because it's legit. Worked.
Shout out to Renee.
Technology's been updated.
Master of the buggy.
Been updated. People have realized the futility of the submission. It's not high percentage. It is quite easy to escape if you stack their hips up over their head, if you put in a crossface. If you get caught in one, it's a bit more of a party trick move. And everyone's going to get mad about that. Everyone's going to whinge like, oh, J-Rod won trials with it. Yeah, that's great. Who else? High elbow guillotine probably goes in the good category. As far as guillotines go, so the high elbow guillotine is probably somewhere among the bottom of the guillotines.
Oh, that's your Marcelo.
Pretty fair to put it in the good.
Marcelo makes every technique god tier.
It will finish people. You can finish them from standing against the cage in MMA. That's
so it sounds like it's more about the person, not the submission, that makes
that, like the pushing,
makes the move.
High wrist. And then obviously Marcelo was just freaky with it. Yeah, I'm going to put it in good. The modified high wrist arm in guillotine, that's why we call it Tamagotchi, because it sounds Japanese and it's just easy to remember. Yeah, I think the Tamagotchi deserves to be in god tier in terms of front headlock strangles.
I don't even know that choke.
I think it controls the body the best. I think you don't even have to have control of the lower body.
I gotta test that out. Yeah, get out of god tier. It can't be in god tier if I don't know what it is.
It actually doesn't matter all that much. Like if they roll to their back in a high wrist variation, chances are.
Yeah, my man need a bigger wrist bracelet for his watch. That thing's creaking.
So, god tier. Low elbow guillotine is not as good as the arm in or the Tamagotchi, so I'm going to put it in good. Certainly not a.
Yeah, but earlier you were mentioning how many times people got caught with it. So
trash. Fuck the Peruvian necktie. The easiest defense in the world. Just tuck your chin to your chest and 4-point, and you're out of there. And then they end up in bottom position. If you fail most other guillotines, you can at least put hooks in, put them in close guard. You could heist. Peruvian necktie negates all of that for a dog shit submission. If we could add another category, I would. Hate Peruvian necktie. Ooh, the Tarico Plata is good. It doesn't deserve to be in the great category. It's right amongst it. It's a fantastic option if you can't get their hands unlocked, but it's definitely not a party trick, and it will
might be deserve to be higher ranked because once you get it,
I think Tarico
you got it.
Lands in the good category. The Barado Plata is a party trick.
No, Jao Miao coming for you.
Much more successful in the gi.
Get him, Jao Miao.
Connection and because of the friction, but Lucas Canard is one of the best that there is, and he still couldn't finish it on old mate from the Italian gym or the Italian team at Aiga, and so it's.
You can't use wait. You can't use that guy as your reference point. You got to use Jao Miao or somebody, bro. You can't use like, I know he's a no-gi, bro, but you can't just use the least good person, the person that's the least good at the Barado Plata as your reference point. You gotta look at who's the best guy. Jao Miao.
I think I could find one example of where it was finished in competition. It was Seth Daniels in the gi on a fight to win card. If that's the electric chair's most recent claim to fame,
I need my no-gi bros to look at more than just no-gi matches.
Like if you're not from 10th Planet, don't bother.
Or no-gi athletes.
Good. The shotgun armbar. It's very good. It's quite difficult to hit.
Is that the shotgun? I thought your knee should be on the back.
Into getting good at that technique.
Maybe I don't know jiu-jitsu though.
Possibly outweighs its effectiveness or the ease of defending it. So I would not put it in the great category. It's definitely somewhere amongst the middle in the good category. Udigatami is also good. I don't think that it's that high percentage. I think you do see them off other submissions, like you saw Manchild get done by Kynan in a triangle.
Another submission Marcelo is great at.
Very strangely to get put in the triangle in the beginning, and you don't really see them all that often. So they're somewhere in the middle. They're good. Yeah, it definitely comes on fast, but the ease of defending it because of the lack of control over the head, I think puts it in the good category. I think the Anaconda is great. I'm going to say the Anaconda is great. Even for my short-limbed friends, I think they're easier to hit than Darces, to be fair. Most of the time, you're both on your back, and you can use your short little stumpy legs to be able to clear their arm down and away to stop them defending. And it's very similar to a Schultz choke, where the shorter your arms are, the better the compression, and similar to a guillotine. So I think it's long limb friendly, it's short limb friendly. They're very tight when applied correctly, and they're actually quite hard to defend once they're fully locked in. So I think they're great. Schultz choke is a party trick. Let's not put any more respect on the Schultz choke than it needs. It's definitely a party trick. You just go to your back. You do give up an anaconda after you go to your back, but at least there's some sort of transition period where you can defend.
Pat Dempsey did a good Russian stroke.
He did put that Russian dude to sleep. Yeah, that was pretty funny. The wrist lock's a party trick, unless you're Mike Perez, where his wrist lock is good. He's definitely broken a couple of good guys with wrist locks. Are you going to develop your whole game around them? No. If you are, you're wasting your time, and so it's definitely more of a party trick than anything else. Seated Katagatami is great, but as a submission on its own, no context, it's a great submission. However, if you are trying to put them on instead of using go-behinds to go to the back to get towards rear naked chokes, which is a couple of steps away, but it's a god-tier submission, I think you're misplacing your effort. So I'm probably going to put it in a good category, because it's not as good as the other arm-in strangles for the most part. It's still very good, but I don't think it deserves being great. Katagatami from Mount is god-tier. You see it finished at the very, very highest levels. You see it extremely reliably used from Mount. It's the best submission from the second best position in the entire
Why can't you just say choke for Mount?
So I think that
He had an arm choke.
right
I'm like, Katagatami, what does that mean?
Everybody. Long limbs, short limbs, big neck, small neck, you've got it. If you can set your Katagatami from Mount correctly, it's arguably the best arm-in strangle. Katagatami from Mount. Yep. Got you. Hopefully that ruffled all the right feathers.
I kind of wish he would had just stayed in Nogi Jiu-Jitsu or something, because he's kind of flipping between MMA and then Nogi Jiu-Jitsu, and I mean obviously he doesn't do gi, so yeah. Well, if you guys want to watch that video, it's called Every BJJ Submission Rank, the ultimate tier list with Josh Sanders, right? There you go, you guys can check that out. Okay, back to Reddit. We got first competition question. I'll be doing my first competition in March. What do you guys typically bring to the competition? I'm planning on bringing a couple pairs of BJJ shorts, rash guard, doing no-gi only, okay, electrolyte mix, some peanut butter bars, and a water bottle. Do you all bring anything else? Let's see what everybody says. My bag contains mouth guard, slides, glasses, case, ibuprofen, headphones, if gi, 2 gis, if no gi, 2 sets, pre-comp snacks, post-comp snacks, nail clippers. Ooh, that nail clippers is great. Another guy says, I would bring a lot of fluids, socks, sweaters, pants. Try and stay warm. You don't need to bring in multiple rash guards and shorts. Food always makes me feel heavy and lethargic, so just be mindful of what and how much you eat. Yeah, so depending on your weight, make sure you check your weight, guys. Night the day before or day of, check your weight. And make sure you're good going up until your division. Whenever your division is called, if you do IBJJF, they call that division, and then you go weigh in and check in. And then usually that's when you can start to hydrate and eat your snacks. Usually some water. Get more than one water bottle, because you're probably going to lose something. You're going to lose one of the water bottles. You might, someone needs water, you give that to them. So I would bring a couple water bottles, could be plastic or paper, maybe something with electrolytes, could be your coconut water, could be your, liquid IV kind of stuff like that. Bring some snacks, some healthy snacks, bananas, some fruit. Fruit's always great. Maybe some honey, a little bit of honey goes a long way. If you're good on weight, maybe a little meal, some protein, simple carbs, your rice, potatoes, and some meat, something easy to digest, like chicken or eggs or, turkey. That's basically it. Make sure you got the small stuff, nail clippers, sandals. I would bring some creams, maybe a little little triage kit, little medical kit, Band-Aids, tape. You never can have too much tape. Of course, you got your phone, some earphones, maybe a portable charger, or your, somewhere, something that you can charge with. If you're recording your matches, so you might have your phone with a little stand, or you have like a little tripod, or a little GoPro, have that ready. Just basic stuff. Change of clothes if they have a shower. If not, have clothes you don't mind getting sweated in. That's basically it. Hoodie so you can warm up in. You can't go wrong just get there. Get there and be ready. Be ready for some good matches. So now we got J-Rod versus Ronaldo Jr. I'm going to turn this match up a little bit faster because, it's me. And I don't like sitting there watching matches for too long. So let's see. Oh, you can see all the videos I'm looking at. Hey, how about I clear that guy out? There we go. Let's see. We're going to go a little bit faster because, that's how I do things over here. Nah, we're doing 1.5. Spoiler alert, I know who wins this match, but it's good to watch it again anyway. 1.75, let's do that.
We're going to kick things over to referee Gabriel Martins. And here we go.
I'm very excited about this one, Ricardo. I'll tell you, Ronaldo Jr., you could put him in his most improved in the Noki division. I think absolutely.
Got some wrestling. It was kind of weird with them talking so fast. So I think J-Rod's been, not J-Rod, Ronaldo Jr. has been training with J-Flow. So pretty interesting to see how his stand-up has improved.
Has some real equalizers here. And I think that, he's got an excellent guillotine, excellent arm strength.
A lot of head control. Good base from both athletes. Head, collar tie.
Long ago, he was exceptionally vulnerable to leg attacks, and now he's the one that throws leg attacks like it's going out of style. So this is a very
I like how J-Rod's switching his base. He's got a defensive base, but then he's switching to like more of an offensive base.
He's been training wrestling for the last few years really hard, independently. I believe at Poe wrestling, if I'm not mistaken. But he's also, like you said, he's really attacking submissions no-gi, whereas I think before he was a little bit more strategic.
This is how I normally watch matches, guys. I'm going to be watching full speed.
J-Rod has been on the WNO stage
Nice little ankle pick attempt.
Coming out of Austin, Texas at the B team, he's got a stacked stable to train with. And J-Rod, put on a show at ADCC, got silver medal, only losing to Bodoni, and J-Rod and Ronaldo, on paper, this one has fireworks written all over it.
Yeah, and I think J-Rod, he does something very well, probably one of the better.
Good movement. I feel like J-Rod's movement on top's better. Yeah, a little super duck. Let's watch that again. We're going to slow that part down. I love super ducks, guys. Let's see, 0.5. Okay, that's not bad. So he's got the collar, elbow control, opens it up. Nice, right into the single leg, and he almost got that double leg. You see, he almost got that double leg, but Ronaldo Jr. had the underhook. So really good job. Oh, he didn't have the underhook, but he had the hand controlled. Okay, then he switched to underhook. So that's really nice. He's got that really nice super duck, but good defense from Ronaldo Jr.
I think it's one of his keys to beat anyone, really. You get to the back on the standing position, it just gives you such a huge advantage, and he does it very well. He tried to duck.
So he might do a duck. You see how he's controlling that elbow for the duck under? And so far, J-Rod's been setting up his attacks. Ronaldo Jr. still warming up, but I think he might be more of a counter wrestler.
Word on the street is we might have some news about Nicky Rod later on there. So the streets are talking.
Some more collar ties. Again, I think J-Rod's footwork's better, more fluid. You see how he can switch his stance from a square stance to the staggered stance. So that's really important, when you're doing your takedowns, being able to adjust your stance, looking for openings, trying to create angles. Ronaldo Jr. is tough too, gets a single.
Nice single leg attempt there by Ronaldo Jr. J-Rod successfully slips out.
Yeah, and I mean, I tell you, he has a productive single leg when he gets.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to take J-Rod down, you got to get behind him. Pause on that comment.
And he's very productive at it, whether he gets behind people.
Nice shot, but he left that underhook open. So yeah, takedowns all about footwork, right? It's all about your footwork.
People are calling for a highlight in the audience here.
Yeah, I mean, J-Rod's got a lot.
Getting low, shooting low.
He's thinking about shooting it, and he's.
I guess they want this to be a wrestling match. Nice kind of driving.
You see Ronaldo, how calm he is? Something I noticed in a lot of his matches, how composed he is and how calm he gets. And he really monitors his, looks to me like he really monitors his breathing when it's time to rest and keeps himself calm.
Nice on a single to the back. Let's slow that down. That was a pretty interesting exchange. Not too slow. There we go.
A lot of his matches, how composed he is and how calm he gets and breathe. He really.
So you see J-Rod is moving his head, using the least amount of energy to clear that collar tie.
Keeps himself calm.
Nice. And a little bit of misdirection, guys. So he's not just shooting straight. He kind of goes to the side and then shoots in. Kind of right there. Boom. Nice. Go for the back. Ronaldo Jr. a nice escape. And I like that J-Rod doesn't force the takedowns too much. He's kind of relaxed. And that's why his cardio's so good, you know. His cardio's so good because he's relaxed and just trying to get the takedown with the least amount of energy as possible.
And that's exactly what we expect to see.
Again, really good footwork. Ronaldo's still a little heavy-footed. You know, in wrestling, you got to keep moving your feet and your hands. Move your seat. Even when J-Rod's not doing anything, he's moving his feet, moving his head, moving his hands.
World champion of the IBJJF 2023. Also won countless competitions in the gi. J-Rod first place in the West Coast Trials at ADCC. Silver medal.
Moving, yeah, feinting.
Up on the judges' favor so far.
So judges' favor just shows who's leading in the judges' eyes.
I did like the single that Ronaldo showed earlier, just to call a tie to a single. There's some, as you mentioned, penalties.
Here we go.
So the referee's telling him to, more action. I've been a couple minutes in, no takedown. So, in wrestling, that would be impossible, right? I've never seen a wrestling match go the whole round with no takedowns or points scored. Both guys are better on their feet, so I don't know if this was the best matchup. It's kind of a random matchup. Single, hey, nice. Nice. Nice reversal. Ronaldo can turn up the pace. But again, J-Rod, very experienced in defending, defending scrambles and escaping. Again, move those hands, move those feet. It's wrestling one-on-one. You see, still moving. Nice. I don't know if J-Rod is really good against guys that are also physical. Like, Ronaldo Jr. is a really physical player. So he's able to get him down here. Ronaldo Jr. has a good guard. I think his guard's better than J-Rod's, right? I've never seen J-Rod on bottom. So right now, J-Rod, he's able to get Ronaldo Jr. down. And, he's got to get some good passing. I think he does like an E-cut and some other stuff. Raw drags. Ronaldo's really good on bottom, too. Right back up, yeah. Remember that Reddit post where like, oh, well, if you can't keep the guy down, you suck. Sometimes you can't keep the person down. It's hard. Or their guard's so good, I can't keep, what am I going to do?
What you might see, I don't know, but if J-Rod starts to feel confident versus the guillotine attack.
Yeah, J-Rod is looking a little bit better on the feet, obviously. Coming on top with the exchanges.
There was an attack on the neck, but it just
constant movement.
Moved right through that. So
you see, moving that head.
And staying out of the guillotine, we might see him open up a little bit.
Nice. Ronaldo's pushing, but he's not as effective. You got to be effective wherever you are, guard, passing, takedowns. You want to be effective. And, if you count how many shots they've taken, I think J-Rod's done double the shots of Ronaldo Jr. He's kind of feeling himself, he's feeling himself. Getting into a good flow.
Ronaldo is on the head to the legs, then back up to the head, then to the legs. Very busy. And then lower level changes in the middle of all that.
I think also Ronaldo, he's got like long arms and legs, so it's hard to like. Nice, that was a really cool counter. Let's go back and see how he did that. I got something in the background. Hopefully it doesn't. Sounds like an airplane. Let's turn that down a little bit. So that was a really good, nice counter. So I believe Ronaldo Jr. shot. But look at his stance, guys. He's not ready. He's not really ready to shoot. His legs aren't engaged. He just kind of runs in once he sees an opportunity. And not really controlling. There. Try to clear the arm, clear the collar tie. Shoots in. That was a nice shot. But here, J-Rod's able to like limp leg out. And he kicks that leg out and goes for the back. Yeah, there. So go behind with the arm wrapped. into a stack position. So that was really good. Nice, just movement, you know. I think J-Rod was doing, just through the movement, he's doing better than Ronaldo Jr. Into a stack position. Again, Ronaldo's got long legs and a good guard, so he can retain. But right now it's looking like J-Rod's, you know, got the match. Some guard work. Ronaldo Jr. is determined to work his passing today, or his takedowns today. He just doesn't have the skill. Nice. Same move again. Same move essentially. He limp legs out after Ronaldo shoots. And it's because he can't control that heel. You know, in wrestling, they have the shoes on, so the heel's not slipping that easily. You can see he's pushing the head, shoulders down. Looks like, I don't know if he's got the arm control or the hip. He slips out and then immediately goes out for a go behind. Goes to a go behind. And able to get Ronaldo down again.
Yeah. Again, that counter again, you know. He's scoring with the defensive wrestling. He's doing such a good job of countering.
So again, guys, remember, this is who's number one. It's a submission only match. So they have their own ranking system. I'm not privy to the information, but they're gonna rank takedowns. They're gonna rank submissions over everything. So submissions rank higher than takedowns. Oh, nice little shotgun armbar. So you see J-Rod's leaving that arm exposed. He's coming this way to pass. So Ronaldo's pulling that elbow, tricep, and shooting this left leg into the shoulder back area. Oh, so he actually grabbed the wrist. He switched to the wrist. So you see he's grabbing the wrist, pushing the head, and he goes 2-on-1, throws the leg over. You can catch people by surprise, you know. Right there. Oof. So I think he should have kept coming up. So someone like Mika Gaval would keep coming up into an armbar. So he would go chest down, bring the leg over, start attacking that arm immediately. J-Rod eats the armbar. So again, submissions count more than takedowns. So that was the first submission attempt of the tournament.
He's gonna have to really, you know, secure positions on J-Rod if he wants to finish with an armbar.
And his passing is good too. Just maybe there's another attack there. And of course, the closer you do your nice wrestle up, but the closer you do your submissions, your attacks near the end of the match, the better it's going to be, because the referees only remember what happened in the initial beginning. And here we got a little bit of K-guard action. Little K-guard right here. Ronaldo has jacked up his knee before going for K-guard. A little sweep attempt to the back. Nice. All right, Ronaldo Jr. should have just pulled guard from the beginning. All right, now he's in the mount. All right, so I was talking about how J-Rod looks so good, so he probably tired himself out. Now he's in mount. He's got the head and arm. Again, another submission attempt. So those submission attempts count more than the takedowns. Yeah. J-Rod's got great defense. Got that youth defense. Got answering the telephone defense. It's kind of hard to finish here, but you know, Ronaldo Jr. is strong, man. He from Matos. Nice. He's got back to his guard. Looking for nice. Pretty crazy, you know. J-Rod's 80cc silver medalist, but there's guys out here that can give him a hard time, you know. But on the flip side, I don't think Ronaldo Jr. would do as well against Giancarlo. So he's going for the takedown again, but again, remember those submission attempts count more, guys. Got Andre over there yelling. And pushing away. I give props to Ronaldo Jr. because he actually was trying his takedowns. Now he wants to win now, so that's why he's going to play guard. So again, one more submission attempt would probably put the match in his favor, even though the judges were favoring J-Rod. I don't think he had a single submission attempt, just control from the takedowns. Not much is really hard to do much in this 40 seconds, you know. So again, when you do any tournaments, you got to understand the rule set. This is not a wrestling match. It's not ADCC. So we got Ronaldo going for the leg for a second, looking for submissions. Again, it's not ADCC. They have their own judging criteria. Even though the judges were favoring J-Rod, you guys might see a surprise that you weren't expecting. Ronaldo did good. His takedowns. He's trying his takedowns. That's really great. Were his takedowns effective? You know, he got in on the legs a couple times. He did get on the legs a couple times. But I would say ultimately, you know, you got to keep working. And that's everybody. We all got to keep working. We all got to keep working on our takedowns, our passing. Make myself a little bit bigger. Yeah, a lot of good exchanges here.
I mean, this match was just so exciting. We saw a lot of crazy wrestling.
I kind of like to see like a little crossover between, like, you know, some of the USA wrestlers and maybe J-Rod and Nicky Rod. You know how they did Gordon versus Bo Nickel? Like, I would like to see the good jiu-jitsu wrestlers versus the good Olympic wrestlers. Wouldn't that be kind of interesting? You know, seeing like RBY and, you know, those guys like that, you know. All the Penn State guys versus, you know, B team or something like that.
Ronaldo Jr. gets the win.
So those submissions, you know, those submissions made the difference, guys. Let's go back to Reddit. Oh, we had another Reddit one. So this guy said, I made a post asking if it was legal to hog tie your opponents in jiu-jitsu, and all of you uncreative, uninspired higher belts told me it wouldn't work. This was not me to clarify. What? Get out of here then. But it proved the concept. You're literally wearing a belt. Why would it not work? Also, it's probably the best real life practical skill about the belt. I can teach you how to hog tie someone in self-defense. If you have actual rodeo experience, you can see why hog tying someone of similar level when you have reps hog tying and they don't would be pretty easy. So we got a video of the guy, I guess, hog tying using the belt. I mean, you can use the belt like as a grip. You just can't, you know, unravel the belt and start tying them. Yeah, that's not hog tying, bro. That's just trapping the arm. That ain't hog tying, bro. That's just a belt grip. You can do that, but when he says hog tie, I'm assuming they're wrapping up the leg, got the arm behind the back, you know, like in the movies. Yeah, this is legal, bro. He's saying some different stuff. Let's see. Any good comments? Come on, Reddit. I feel like I'm in the toilet bowl of jiu-jitsu over here. I'm coming for Reddit, guys. They be roasting me on Reddit. I'm gonna roast him on here. It says actually legal as long as the belt is still tied to your body. Yep. Barry Yoshida ties his belt a specific way so he can choke people with it legally. Yeah, so that's an assassin choke. We might have to look at that another time. He said, I do this choke is money. Hit it multiple times in comp. Thank you, Barrett. Yeah, assassin choke. I don't know if it's really legal. You know, if you get out there and try to choke someone with their belt or your belt, you might be able to, but, you know, if the referee disqualifies you, you're going to know exactly why. He says, I do this when they defend the Kimura by grabbing their gi. I wrap the hand so I can paper cut or choke. Very effective. I also do it from guard using their lapel. A lot of sweeps and triangle setups from there as well. In the same vein, I like to pin the outside shoulder with their lapel in my under the head arm and side control. Like feed the lapel through their armpit into my hand. Yeah, well, that's pretty basic stuff. uh, uh, yeah, so you can do that kind of stuff, guys. You know, you can grab the belt for like worm guard, squid guard. You can grab the belt like as long as it's still tied, you can grab it and use it to control the opponent's arm. I mean, we use the belt grip a ton of times. You just can't untie the belt and try to wrap it around your neck or something, something crazy. Let's see, we got some business stuff. I think we had another B team video. I'm a little burnt out on B team, so we'll save that for another day. We got another business video. So I think I got two. So this one actually says how to start a BJJ gym with only $3,000, which depends on where you are. In America, $3,000 not a lot of money. But if you're in like Asia or somewhere, or Europe somewhere, you could do a lot with $3,000.
As how I got started with my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym. I started up back in May of 2015, been going strong now, and we have 120 students. Things are going really well, so here's how it happened. I did it 100%. I didn't work any side jobs. I didn't, the only real help that I can say that I had is the fact that I am married, and while I was doing it, my wife was able to pick up the slack with her income, but it didn't take
was
very
lucky.
long, and that's the whole point. Like,
Man was lucky.
she didn't really have to sacrifice much, because when I started my gym, I started off with 20 people, so at $100 a month. So I was able to start my business from day one making $2,000 a month.
That sounds like a great start, guys. We've talked about this a bit before, but yeah, if you have a clientele before opening your gym, $2,000 a month consistently is a really good way to start.
Money, but it's a start, and it's a decent start. If you only have $3,000 to start. So let me get into a little bit about how I did this. First, I needed to find a geographic location. I wanted to find a place that had at least a population of 50,000 or more, just because it's a numbers game. You don't want to move to a really rural place where there's like a population of 10,000 or 20,000 and try to start a jiu-jitsu gym. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to become successful. So, I'm pulling from an area that's between where I live, Bradenton, Sarasota. Between those two towns alone, you're looking at over 100,000 people. So the first thing you want to do is find a place where there's people, and of course, where there's people, there's going to be other businesses, other gyms, and stuff like that, and you're going to have to figure out within the location, the geographic location. This is where it starts to get tricky. You have to figure out where you're going to open and how you're going to open. And with $3,000, you're certainly not going to go and rent a commercial property and think you're going to be able to build it out.
Nope, not that $3,000.
And do all the normal things that people with money can do. You're going to have to do things a little different. So let's get into the thick of it. So how did I spend my $3,000? Basically, I spent it on the following. I spent it on an LLC, a website, gym software, a Google ad or Google Ads, and my first month's rent at the location.
Got that cheap rent.
That
I ain't hating them.
Getting into.
Go where it's cheap, guys.
So, what you're going to be looking to do is you're going to be looking to sublet. Now, the good news is there's
subletting.
a lot
Didn't think
of
about that.
opportunities for subletting, and you just have to find them. They're out there, though. They're everywhere. So what I ended up doing was I chose a karate school. And the reason why I chose karate school was because I was looking for
Ground karate.
the opportunity to merge with a gym and be able to create a program from that merger, as well as teach my own jiu-jitsu program. So if the karate instructor is teaching karate and I'm teaching jiu-jitsu, we could maybe combine our efforts and build an MMA program from that.
Sometimes it works, but
how
usually
well
it doesn't.
Karate instructor striking is, and some other factors. I mean, obviously you needed someone to teach wrestling, and maybe if you're a good wrestler, you can teach that along with jiu-jitsu. Maybe you have the whole package. Maybe you're a striker, you're an MMA fighter, you're a jiu-jitsu guy, you're a wrestler, everything. You might have those skills, and you can use those skills. So, the first gym I called, things you're gonna do some.
My man was cold calling, yeah.
So I should back up a little bit. You're gonna have to make some cold calls to make this happen, because there's still a lot of karate guys that are stuck in the 80s. They hate jiu-jitsu. They hate the idea.
That's
that
true.
we've, as a martial art, have sort of taken over and dominated the space. What are you going to do? It is what it is. I remember the first guy that I called was a guy from this place called Ancient Ways.
That ain't going to be the place.
Boo or Boone or Boone or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but we had a hilarious conversation. Because I just told him who I was. I said, "Hey, man, my name's Sonny Parlin. I was a brown belt at the time. I'm a brown belt under Rob Kahn, and Rob is under Hoist Gracie, and I'm looking."
He's like, "I hate Hoist Gracie."
To open up and start teaching jiu-jitsu classes, and I was wondering if you might be interested in having a jiu-jitsu program at your gym, and maybe we could combine some efforts. Whatever my spiel was to the guy. And I just remember the guy said something like, "Yeah, no, I'm not really interested because we do real self-defense here." And I said, "Oh,
dang.
You do real self-defense."
Real self-defense.
Right. I thought I was calling the fake self-defense place.
Oh, dang.
I didn't realize.
Oh, dang.
Real self-defense. So it was quite funny. I didn't even argue with the guy. I didn't.
There's little
I was
friction between traditional martial arts and jiu-jitsu guys.
And I made a few phone calls
For
until
decades.
I found, the gym that I actually went in, they had mats, which was a real big plus. They had zebra mats already. I mean, they were really old and crusty zebra mats, but they were mats that I didn't have to buy. This was a huge plus.
Be spreading germs.
It was
them old mats.
Lucky for me that they had mats, because it meant that I could start without having to worry about that. And it was a big enough mat space that it could accommodate the small number of people that I'd be dealing with when I first started. So that's how I got started in the karate gym, right? And the deal that we
ground
sort of
karate guys
was was something like, I didn't want to give up, and this is good advice, by the way. Don't give up a piece of your business in exchange for a space at a karate gym. Never do that.
You usually get
Always
like
just
10 to 20,
offer to pay rent,
maybe 30%.
Like they ask them to sublet and pay a specific dollar amount per month.
Yeah,
for rent.
Way
and
better,
try to
guys.
get the times that you're looking for, right? So a lot of times gyms that don't run full time. A lot of karate gyms, they're just part-time gyms. These guys they have full-time jobs, and they run their karate school at night. So you can run day classes, and then you can run your night classes when they're done, which they started. I think they started their night.
That might be a little rough. Most people don't train in the morning. Well, unless you do early mornings, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 a.m. That if you do it in the afternoon, 11, 12, not as popular. And then you're going to miss the kids. You won't get that kid class, because that's when the karate class is going to be going on. And then the night class, you might be late, maybe 8:30, 9:30. So it's a great way to get started, but you're going to have a lot of limitations. Okay, a lot of limitations. You can build that customer base. So he said he had 20 people. So that he got into that space with the karate gym, got his 20 people, made sure that he wasn't giving up a percentage. He wasn't giving up a percentage. He was just paying a flat rate of rent to sublet. And then once he made enough money, he could upgrade to his own place. But if he was doing a percentage, that might be a little bit harder to accomplish. But eventually, it ain't gonna work out. You got to get your own place.
Is it like 6, and they were done by 7 or 7:15 or something like that, and so I was able to get in there for like 7:30 to start classes, which was perfect.
That's
and
insane.
We also had a time during the day.
They didn't have no 7:30 karate class.
Great, and so I think I ended up paying him something like $300 a month. And
oh, that ain't nothing.
It went up. It went up as I got more students, and it became, we were starting to like really share the building like in a 50-50 kind of way. So I ended up actually just taking over half of the rent.
Oh wow.
He was paying. So he was really cool and fair about it at first. And
told you guys.
Let me get started. And as I added more students to my roles, my rent slowly increased until it became half of what he was actually paying. And I think that ended up being like, I don't know, $12.50 or something like that a month. And it was a good choice. It worked out well, and it was a good way to get started. And there's other places. You don't need to do a karate gym. You could look at.
Yeah, I don't suggest the karate gym, guys.
Right, local weightlifting gyms. They sometimes have a wide open area where they have mats already that are ready to go. You just go in, you talk to the owner, and you ask them, for the slots that you're looking for. Maybe they have 3 or 4 nights a week that you can rent the space. Maybe some daytime spots. CrossFit academies. That's another one. Any kind of maybe yoga studios.
It don't ever work out, man.
That does like fitness or anything like that. Then
Short term maybe, but long term
are big.
Get your own place.
A few people who have opened their gym inside of a CrossFit gym, they're doing great. You don't need to necessarily have your own location with your own sign and all that stuff in order to be successful.
Yes, you do. You need your own place.
Running a jiu-jitsu gym. I mean, you don't even really need a great location in terms of storefront or foot traffic, because
it helps.
Today's day and age, it's 2018, man. It's all your traffic is going to come from your website, from Google. Like, this is your market.
You still need that good location.
You don't have to worry about
convenient
physical location of your gym and the signage and all that. I don't even have a sign on the front of my gym. So
you need a sign, guys.
There's a generic martial arts sign or something. It's really small, hard to see. But that doesn't matter, because on the web we are visible, and that's the only place that you really need to worry about being visible to the outside public. So
don't underestimate websites. Awesome, amazing. Everybody's got a website, but what differentiates you is the physical location. The best gyms look the part. Look at AOJ. You walk in AOJ, I better get my wallet open. I better get my credit card out. You have to pay, And if your gym doesn't look the way, doesn't look good, people are not going to pay. They're going to haggle. They're going to, man, can you work a deal for me? They're going to try to, like I said, haggle with you. But if your gym looks good, you have good services, good facilities, that sales process is a lot easier. Clean gym, you got to have a clean gym that looks good.
In worrying too much about signage or foot traffic or that kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm not saying worry about that initially, but eventually, you taking it seriously.
My first piece of advice for people looking to save serious money is sublet. Okay, sublet from someone else who is already established, and you can just get in there, and then hopefully they have mats. If they don't have mats, that's something you're going to have to figure out. And I did end up having to figure that out, and I'll get into that. So I'd like to give a shout out to Danny Newvault, who runs the MMAC tournament down here in Florida. Danny was the one who made my mats for me, and the lucky break that I had was that he gave me a great price. A couple lucky breaks. One, he gave me a great price. Two, he let me finance it at 0%.
Facebook Marketplace mats, guys, unless you want to pay for brand new mats.
I just got lucky with that. But Danny's a great guy.
There's always some schools going out of business. Get some good deals.
But you don't need that. Like, you can still.
Worst case, you do a tarp,
if you go to
foam padding,
Zebra, they have financing.
vinyl cover.
Fuji mats, they have financing. Like, you can get financing for mats. If you really need to figure out mats, you can get financing for them. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Danny, because Danny makes beautiful mats, and he did a great job with ours. And I would highly recommend Danny if you're looking for jiu-jitsu mats and you live in the Florida area.
Or just, do the standard. Your Fuji mats do really well. Sometimes you get Travis Stevens coming down to build your academy for you.
One of the things
Zebra, can't go Dolomer.
For sure, is you're going to need a Google presence, a website. These are important, okay? Now, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier.
I don't feel like this is as important as it was before.
18 years before I started.
Maybe social media presence,
gym.
but
So
your website.
I had the experience. and
Nobody really
knowledge
cares.
To be able to build my own website, and I did a great job with it. But like any other thing that starts to go on, like, it becomes more of a burden, right? As the business grows, and I'm dealing with more people, and I'm dealing with more problems, and I'm dealing with a larger student population, things like updating my website and making sure that my website is generating leads and stuff like that becomes a much more difficult task, even for someone like me who knows how to do it. So I recently offloaded that responsibility to another company that I use, and they build my website for me. They're called Market Muscles. They're really good, and I paid them a monthly fee, and they do my website for me, and it's great. I don't have to really worry about it, and I'm getting more leads now than I've ever gotten before. So
That's
I
awesome.
highly recommend Market Muscles
Get those leads, guys. That's
for
people
a good company.
coming into your school,
They're
new students,
a little pricey.
prospective
I think
students.
they charge something like $230 to $300 a month or something like that.
Oh wait,
And there might be a setup fee, but
woo! I gotta check that out. Maybe let me hear what he said again.
I paid them a monthly fee. So I recently offloaded that responsibility to another company that I use, and they build my website for me. They're called Market Muscles. They're really
Market
good.
Muscles. Let's see.
And,
I'll try to look
I
that
paid
up.
them a monthly fee, and they do my website for me, and it's great. I don't have to really worry about it, and I'm getting more leads now than I've ever gotten before. So I would highly recommend Market Muscles if you're looking for a good company. They're they're a little pricey. I think they charge something like $230 to $300 a month or something like that, and there might be a setup fee. But I'll tell you what, if you're paying $300 a month to this website and it's generating $2,000 to $3,000 a month in business, then it's worth it.
Sorry, guys. I'm
And
flipping around over here.
They've consistently, ever since I started using this website, I've consistently been signing up anywhere between 15 to 20 students per month.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Unbelievable.
Impressive.
From this website, it is great. So, what else?
Well, we're gonna check out that
Gym
website.
software. You're gonna need gym software. What do I mean by gym software? I need software to run your gym, the day-to-day, the people that are coming in and taking classes from you, right? Checking them in, taking their attendance, getting them into the system, getting them billed on a monthly basis so that you don't have to manually do it. It automatically bills them. The software, there's a bunch out there. The one that I personally use is called Zen Planner.
Let's look
I
up
like
that one
Zen
too,
Planner.
guys.
I think it's a great price point, and it has all the features that I need and a lot that I don't need. I mean, way more features than I'll ever use. And I know that there's other ones out there like Rainmaker that people talk about, and Rainmaker seems like a nice program too, but it's a lot more expensive than Zen Planner, and I don't really see the benefit of using that over Zen Planner. There's also Mind Body. That's another one. I want to give equal time.
I think I tried using that one a long time ago. It was
there's a few of them.
not the best one that
the big ones though.
for martial arts at the time.
Rainmaker and Zen Planner. Like I said, I use Zen Planner. Zen Planner has been very good to me. They answer the phone when you call. If you have problems, they can solve them. Like every gym software is going to have its caveats and it's great points and its weak points, whatever. Take a look at what's out there in the marketplace, see what's right for you. But like I said, I've been using Zen Planner. I've been in business now for almost 4 years, and Zen Planner has been great. It's been really, really good. What else? All right, so how did I get started specifically, right? So once I had my website up, once I had my gym software, now I had to, and of course I had to get my LLC. I would recommend starting off if your business as an LLC because it's cheap to get started. You can do an S corporation, but I just, after 3.5 years or something, I just switched to an S corp because it was going to save me money in taxes, and that's what my accountant recommended. So that's what I'm doing. That's another thing, by the way. Get an accountant, right? Don't try to do your own books. You're not if you don't, unless you know what you're doing, right? If you know what you're doing, maybe you were a bookkeeper, or maybe you went to school for it or something, and you know how to do that stuff, fine, do it. But if you're like me and you don't know anything about finances or how to keep books and taxes and all that, and you don't want to get in trouble with the government, hire an accountant.
I mean, you just pay the government. That's all you got to do. Stay out of trouble. Pay the government.
To basically go through and take a look at my bank account and see what I'm spending, what I'm buying, what I'm purchasing, how much money I'm getting, and they balance the books for me and tell me what I need to pay the government. And my accountant does a really good job. And she keeps my
don't give him your bank account info though.
I'm very happy with my accountant.
Don't give him the credit card number, the debit card number.
LLC or an S corp. Look into what you want to do. But like I said, if you want,
You still got to
just get an LLC.
pay everything yourself at the end of the day. Don't give them full access.
Sole proprietorship. There's a bunch of ways to start a business. There's a website. What's that website where you can go to? LegalZoom.
That must be his wife.
LegalZoom.com. I think that's where I went, and I figured it out.
Making sure he don't say the wrong thing.
What else? So, so I knew I had things lined up, and I told the guy at the karate place that I needed a few months to, that I was going to start in, like, say, I think I gave myself 3 months to get started.
Dang, he's ready to get out of there.
And what I did was I created a Google ad. And in the Google ad pointed to the website and to this offer that I created, which was you pay $100 and you will get a self-defense seminar, right? And also 1 month of jiu-jitsu, all of that for $100. So you're going to get a 2-hour self-defense seminar. And
Dang,
you're gonna get
2
your first
hours.
month of jiu-jitsu, all for $100.
Nah, man, 30
$100,
minute,
no
15 minute,
contracts, anything like that.
15 minute.
And I forget exactly how I worded it, but I knew that people were signing up for something sight unseen, so I had to make the offer really enticing. So $100 for a 2-hour self-defense seminar, and
2 hours too long, bro.
jiu-jitsu, or just a month of jiu-jitsu, because it's not free. They're paying you $100. All of that for $100 was a really good deal, and I put that out on Google.
So social media, you don't even have to pay that $100. You just make the content,
so
promoting your brand yourself.
$500, maybe $600, something like $500 or $600 at this ad. I got 20 people to sign up, sight unseen. It was a huge success. 2 weeks before I officially started teaching classes, we did the 2-hour self-defense seminar where I went over.
So like, okay, I understand now. I thought it was one-on-one.
Escaping the mount.
So he did a seminar, got everybody in there, and then
sucker punch and taking people down and stab a wrestling dominant control.
But how many of the 20 people did he keep though after that first month?
And, how to deal with punches from the mount, how to deal with punches from the guard, just all that kind of stuff. We did a nice 2-hour long seminar, and I think people really enjoyed it. They all stayed, right? So that was it. I had 20 students right out of the gate.
Yeah, but that was just for that first month though.
The next month came, and we had, I think, maybe 22 students, and then
So every month he does a new seminar.
Adding to the roles, and that was it. I made it all the way. So now we're talking. It's been. I opened in May, I think. Yeah, it was May, and so I think I'm at like 3.5 years right now, and I've got 120 students now.
It's a very impressive number.
I don't have a kids program, although our gym has a kids program. I have nothing to do with it. It's so I ended up moving and subletting yet again.
Okay, so he moved from karate place.
Jiu-jitsu gym, but this time the jiu-jitsu gym that I subletted from, they had a very, very small adult program and a very big kids program. I had a very small kids program, but a very large adult program. So we decided to join forces, and then I just keep the adult money that comes in, and they keep the kid money that comes in, and we
eventually that greed kicks in and somebody wants everything, they want the adults and the kids.
Jiu-jitsu does, you can't get a blue belt till you're 16 anyway, so I basically teach only adults, and I sublet now from a different location. Oh yeah, I would recommend, if I didn't say this earlier,
I'm not the biggest fan of subletting, if you guys haven't noticed.
Google My Business is a great way to get your business on Google. You will get them, you can add the location so that when people search for your location, it comes up in the maps, it comes up, in the organic search, and you can put ads on that stuff. And yeah, you definitely want to have a Google My Business account.
I just feel like he's kind of old school. He loves Google, which he should be on, but I think social media, word of mouth is still the best though.
How I got started doing, running my gym, and things are going extremely well. I'm very happy where I am and working with the people that I'm working with. I have a great crew. I teach a lot of Leos. I have a lot of women that train. It's just a slow build.
So I think he's more self-defense.
Make sure you're there 100%. It's not like having a job where if you don't feel like going, you can just call in sick. I can do that now, but because I have guys that are good enough that can teach now. But at first,
in 3 years, he got. Oh, I guess he got lucky.
There's no backup. You have to do everything. You can't. If you say you're going to be open, you got to be open, man. You can't cancel classes because you don't feel good. You got to go and teach. And when you go there, you got to try to be in a good mood, right? You got to be happy, right? This is your students, so you want to make them happy. You want to make them feel good. You want to make them feel like it's about them, right? So this is
I'm almost done, guys, with this.
And I think the reason why most jiu-jitsu gyms succeed or fail is based completely on one factor, and that is the personality of the person who's teaching the most classes. So the person in charge, you got to be someone, you have to be likable by someone where they are,
some of these coaches ain't likable, man. They just cult leaders.
With no real life experience. Or
they just cult leaders.
And wrestled, 50 years ago, and wants to get back into it. So you have to be able to talk to, relate to, and be liked by an entire population of people. I mean, you get all kinds of people in a jiu-jitsu gym. We have lawyers and prosecutors and cops and special forces army guys.
That's all kind of the same person.
Yeah. Have doctors. Have carpenters and people who flip houses, and I mean, there's an unlimited number of the type of people. There's no you can't narrow it down, right? You have everybody's in there, and you're gonna have all manner of personalities, all manner of intellectual levels. There's going to be people in there that you're going to be a lot smarter than. There's going to be people in there that could run circles around you intellectually. And you need to be able to relate to all of them. So that's the biggest challenge. Student retention, all that stuff. These are things that you need to think about. You need to think about a curriculum. You need to think about, what you're going to teach on a day-to-day basis, how you're going to do promotions, whether or not you're going to do the gi. If you're going to teach gi, then you gotta have a place where you can get gis from. I recommend Gameness.
I like Gameness.
Great company. I like their gis.
I got Air Light Air something. Gameness Air.
You can get a manufacturer's account, or
it's not
whatever
bad.
You call it, and you can get a lot of this stuff.
Shout out to Inverted Gear. Inverted Gear, that's my gi. The comp gi.
You can sell it to your students and make money that way. But at my gym, we don't do gi, so it doesn't matter anyway.
They don't do gis.
That, but I still buy belts because we still go through the whole belt system, even though we just do it no gi.
Whoa.
Started with just
Whoa. Don't be giving belts in no gi. Unless you're Tim Planet. Yo, I agree with almost everything except for that. You gotta train in the gi to get that belt, bro. All right, let's look at. I think we got one more video. Actually, let's see if I can pull this up. Oh, so he mentioned 2 different websites. Let's see if you guys can see me. Yeah, so he mentioned 2 different websites. So the first one was Market Muscle. And it seems like it just attracts the audience. It, promotes I think they build your website and then, I don't like AI writing though. They promote your website and then help you get leads online, which is, a big one. Got a chat bot. I don't really like any of the AI stuff, but this kind of opt-in is really great, So when people go check out your website and click on whatever link to get to your website, they can put in their information and, full name, email address, phone number, and that just helps you contact them and send them updates and, any promotional deals or anything like that. Let's see, helps you with the mobile communication app, Linktree, digital signage. So it'll connect all of this stuff, your social media, any physical signage, QR codes. It'll link it back to your website, which can get the information. Got some is that testimonials, that's kind of marketing 101. And this is really good, that lead generation. I don't really care about the other stuff, but that lead generation is really important. Getting those leads that's your potential students, guys. Getting that information, you can make the calls later, and that's what keeps you in business. And it seems like they can track the leads. I don't know if they actually. Oh yeah, they do martial arts and fitness. Hey, look at that, struggling with new member leads. Yep, that's most people. See an uptick in 50%. I'm not sponsored by these guys, by the way. I'm just reading their stuff. Streamline actions for visitors, making sign up straightforward and quick, elevate confidence, compelling calls to action to resonate. So you can do your branding. I'd like to see some examples of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Kentucky. Okay, that's a jiu-jitsu school. They also do for fitness box gyms. Let's see, pricing. That's important. So then you got the pricing there. So I think he mentioned about $200. And they got the essential tier and the plus tier. It seems like the plus tier going to be a little bit more expensive, but you get that custom website, which is what most people need. Let's see. I just quick read through. A lot of marketing tools, SMS automations. That's pretty cool. It's pretty great if you can text your whole student base like, oh, we have a tournament coming up, so no class, or some special events. Your holiday parties, you can text everybody location. And then that custom website, that might be good for some of you guys. And most of jiu-jitsu programs, their website sucks, It's just terrible. Yeah, they ain't got the pricing there, but I think you mentioned $200 a month or so, but it might be more. And then the other program he mentioned was Zen Planner. So this is like running the day-to-day business. Let's see, your member billing and payments. You guys you start your school, you got to have a system to take the bills and payments. You can coordinate with your memberships and staff, member management. That's important. That member management. Looks like you can see like who's all signed up. You can see maybe different classes. You can see retention. You maybe even be able to see like if there's a way to log in. Like, oh, we had this many people coming in, and this month, oh, we're seeing lower people the next month. So day-to-day focus. More reports and insights. That's really important. Quick check-ins. People can check in on their app. You can add things to the calendars, add appointments. You can track attendance. That's really good. Recognize milestones. Payments. Make sure every payment's on time. Retail. So a lot of good things, They got some different products too. And there's a ton of programs like this. You just got to find the ones that works best for you. And they can be a little pricey. Let's see, the starter bundle is about $199 a month. But I mean, if you're signing people up, that's gonna take care of all of that. Let's see, studio. I don't know what the difference is. And look, you can book a demo. There's another program. We could look at some other programs. Maybe in the future, if they want to sponsor me, I'll talk about their program, but I'm not gonna go over too much detail. Yeah, it seems like they all kind of do the same thing, but have different add-ons. But yeah, I mean, it's important that you have get your business up and running with that stuff. And we got one more video. I know we kind of running a little bit late today, but we got the realities of joining a BJJ gym. So I'm gonna make myself a little bit bigger. Hope I don't get a copyright strike, as always. And we'll see the realities of owning a BJJ gym. You see 6 a.m. right there. Big old bag of coffee. You got the fancy coffee maker.
Hi guys. There's a reason you haven't seen me for a while. It's because I've been a little bit busy. I've been opening a gym of my own. It's actually going really, really well. We have quite a few members already, so that's why I'm up at 6 a.m. to teach the morning class for the people before work. You'll be seeing a hell of a lot more of me in the upcoming weeks, because I'm going to start this a bit more regularly. I've finally gotten used to the new routine, and I think we'll be able to add YouTube to that routine now. Today I shall continue teaching passing and guard, specifically probably the leg drag pass, and then finishing the Toriando pass. That's what we've been going over the last probably 2 weeks now, is Toriando passes and leg drag pass, and generally defending passes. So
my man looked defeated. That 6 a.m. got him.
It's lovely out.
Definitely in UK, you could see. Was that tatami bag? I can't tell. Look at the weather. You know he's in UK. Of course, there's small streets.
Like highly dangerous or something.
Yeah, tatami bag. Scully.
It's only if lightning hits.
Accent. He in UK.
In England they have them far underground. Here we just put them just slightly out of reach of children.
Rainy. Brown belt with the King's Kimono gi. Bowing in. Got the 6 a.m. class. Warm up. Make sure you warm up, guys.
Knee slice. He's going to shrimp to turtle.
The turtle.
Yeah. He's going to roll over the shoulder.
Oh, that's complicated. Look. Yo, look, my man like shrimp out and turtle roll. He's like, what? A second. Let's just hope it's the drill, guys. White belt looking confused. Blue belt Uki confused. White belt like hands on the hips. All right, retaining the guard. I mean, the stripping out to regular just to get your guard might have worked too, but I understand it's a drill. Blue belt is like, why am I rolling?
I see him come past this way. I shrimp. I roll.
That was his shrimp?
Same time, okay?
I gotta shut up, man. I be talking too much.
Yeah, so it's like, you see them pass your guard, you get onto this shoulder, and you're already getting that shoulder ready.
So a Granby flamethrower roll,
okay?
yeah.
So, David, if you need slice.
I mean, you could have just shrimped out. Yo. I think, oh boy, you doing too much. You should have just, it's 6 a.m. in the morning, it's 7 a.m. Yo, just have him shrimp out. Don't have nobody rolling like that in the morning, man. It's too much.
Straight away back to guard again, and he just goes switch his sides.
I'm not saying it's bad technique, but dang, they doing too much in the morning, bro. Keep it simple, man. I would not teach that technique. I'm not saying it's bad, but I would not to do it. I'm sorry. Don't hit me with a copyright strike. Just give him feedback, bro. Nice. Stack passing.
Everyone knows this pass here, right? Yeah. Yeah. just you know. And this defense will work against any pass with an underhook on the left. Okay? So it's either double under or this one when they shrug over. Anything like that, this will work, okay? You take the double underhooks. He goes with double underhooks.
Stack pass. There we go.
As he starts getting here, I need to bring my leg down as a pendulum, like a kind of solid object to sit up. I'm going to post on the tricep.
Nice. Elbow post. Marcelo Garcia style.
Hands back towards me. Here, we're back in guard. Here, and now.
You know, there's different styles of jiu-jitsu everywhere, you know. Maybe my style will be different than their style, but, you know, it's still jiu-jitsu. Just looks a little different. Some different choices of technique.
Well, you stay on your ass then.
Yeah. You can scoot completely out if you want to, though. You can definitely use that as well. Yeah.
See, I mean, waking up in the morning, gonna be moving around, talking a lot, you know, getting people ready for their morning. Some Toriando kind of movements.
Okay, so what we're doing is just this and this. And then the way I'd finish this part would be like just drop.
A little bit of Toriando there.
A lot of people.
I like you guys hold lower on the ankle though. I like you guys hold that pant near the ankle, not at the knee. But again, different approach.
If you like knee on belly, very good pass to get you to knee on belly. If you like side control and back taking, I like this one.
Kind of old school Toriando.
Kind of shit going on and we get a bit of
Shoulder to the stomach.
Good for now. You good?
Fucking ass crack backs again.
Yeah, the good camera's out now.
That's the guy that would entertain the crowd.
Oh yeah, whoever.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So you guys morning class, you know, they're drilling, and I don't know if that clock works. Oh yeah, it's working. They're just drilling. Okay, now he's going back home, you know.
We did some nice passes, something my coach showed me. Had some good rolls too, very nice 7 a.m. Pahada. So we'll be back at 12 for more passing and more recoveries, I guess.
At home and a little bit of food. It looks to be pancakes. I don't know what they're eating there. Or some type of bread. I'm assuming it's a pancake. Looks to be yogurt. You know, they eat different things in the UK. More coffee. My man tired. Hope he's staying hydrated. So he's going back to the gym. You know, when you're a full-time coach, morning class, noon class, night class.
It's been a while. I'm doing my other job. I'm a DJ that keeps on repeating the same music.
A lot of caffeine, but I hope he's drinking water, and, you know, proper hydration.
So then I realized it's been 10 years.
Now he's got the tatami gi on. A little interesting gi choice, but, you know, I can't hate. Some drills. He likes to do a lot of inverting for guard retention. And, you know, newer program, so he's got to be there, you know, physically drilling with the students, which it's tiring, guys. You're out there, you got blue belts jumping on you, white belt jumping on you, teaching multiple techniques.
He goes out. I catch this. He goes again. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that.
I think kind of like checkmat style. Very, not acrobatic, but very physical movement. Heavy on the movement. Toriando, jumping. A lot of this inverting defense. Right now he's coaching. He's got a white belt and blue belt drilling together. So, I mean, on paper, it sounds like an easy job, but, I mean, you're talking, you're entertaining, you're helping people pretty much all day, and just physically moving around. That wears your body down. You know, this is just a one day, but say he does this 5 days a week, 6 days a week, your body gets worn out. Yeah, it's very checkmat style, takedown, kind of dynamic passing.
I get this and this. I'm trying to pretending go for the normal single leg. I'm gonna draw this up.
Working on this ankle pick, yeah, this moving around forever. I think he jumped a little bit too much, but you know, what do I know? Don't teach the white belt to do a Superman punch. Usually we don't jump with that move. He's kind of jumping, but we don't really jump with that move so much.
It's a really easy one to do.
And a lot of times, most coaches will settle on a similar theme. So earlier in the morning, he did Toriando passing, right? So we probably would do more Toriando passing, leg drag. We'll keep the techniques in the same family because that makes it easier for us to get make a curriculum and strategize. If it's okay, I'm doing Toriando, I might show one or two different variations later on.
Four-way races, so it's a big time for the people who are into horses and into gambling and generally drinking, I think. So we have quiet classes, but they're really good and nice and technical, so it's really fun for me to teach. Really.
Also notice he's not teaching kids, so his energy,
Each time, small group
he might be teaching 3 classes, but
really
I know people are
detailed,
teaching
so it
6
really,
classes a day, 5-6 classes.
really improves my teaching, improves my jiu-jitsu, and then I get to roll with some of the lads. Some of the blue belts are pretty freaking talented, so they keep me on my toes, like, so it's really nice. General time, summer's the kind of the quiet time. We're thinking like probably next year to put a summer timetable on, so we have a few less classes each day because during the season all the classes are very busy, but in the summer we have tiny groups, so it's
Europe, they go on vacation for a month, man.
best to have one
Everybody be on
class a day
vacation.
instead of like 3 or 4. So basically now I have a little bit of spare time between the 12 class and the 8:30 no-gi, so
8:30.
I
Yeah, a
think
break.
I might be lazy and probably skip weights today because there's some hard rolls in the 7 a.m. one, and there'll probably be some hard rolls in the 8:30.
There's hard
so
rolls in that. It's just 2 blue
I'm going to
belts
keep
and
my energy
white
for
belt.
that and probably go to sleep. I'm going to the 3rd training session today.
My man worn out. 3 trainings, he worn out.
Means it's no.
You gonna drink some more
I'm going
coffee?
to the 3rd training session today, which is open, Matt. That means it's Friday, not Wednesday.
He going back to the coffee machine. He I don't know if he cut out for this lifestyle, man. 3 times a day, that's easy, bro.
See you in the spandex, I suppose. Garbage.
Could,
No,
bro,
fair.
make video. You could have a whole nother job in that time period. He worn out, bro.
Go look for a gi to go to.
I'm sorry, but 3 classes spread out over several hours. That's pretty light work. That's like a chill day. Very, very chill day, you know. But it's a different lifestyle, you know. Not everybody's built for it. got a couple more people this time. A little running warm up.
The last day of these amazing old mats that grip your toes, and soon they'll be shiny white.
All right, now you got another brown belt to roll with. You know it's gonna be a rough round for him. He tired. Brown belt looking fresh. That's the part of running a jiu-jitsu school you don't talk about, is that if you're the top guy, you're out there rolling with everybody. You got to roll everybody. People come visit your school. You got to not show off, but you can't be getting your butt kicked terribly. And again, you're worn down. Your body didn't really recover. He's been drinking coffee 11 times. He tired. Been coaching and talking, and it wears you down. So it seems like an easy lifestyle, but unless you're made for it, it's hard. It's hard. You gotta really love this sport to be able to do it. And you see, he's trying to do. Look. He keeps doing this defense. I don't like this defense that much. So he keeps trying to turtle and flamethrower or Granby roll out. But when the person has a lot of control, someone his skill level, that roll is terrible. He should have been stripping. He should have just shrimped out. Now he's turtled. The guy's on his back. Okay, he managed to get out, but he used so much energy. He should have just got back to his guard. He would have saved a lot of time and energy. And at least they got a nice gym right there, so he can work out. I just don't know if Homeboy's cut out for this lifestyle, man. I don't know. Again, constructive feedback just from what I've seen. Not everybody's cut out for this. But props to him for running a program and helping people. All right, I don't want to see him roll anymore. All right, so they're bowing out. Good training.
So that's a wrap for Friday. We'll be back training again Sunday, so we'll have a nice long break of a day. We'll probably train again tomorrow. And
Nelson, wait a second. Red Panda, did you see that, Nelson? Nelsoner, I don't know if you're on here watching. Red Panda.
I'll see you back here.
Whose gi is that?
Have a nice long break of a day.
You see that gi, Nelson? Red Panda Fightwear? Who is that? Yo, they biting inverted gear? Red Panda. Yo, Nelson, go for those guys, bro. Yeah, man, that's. I don't want to say that's the easy day. I mean, maybe it was hard for him. For me, that was like a normal kind of light day, He didn't have kids classes. He only had 3 classes. I mean, his morning class was at 7 a.m. I thought it was at 6 a.m. So, I mean, I feel like I'm being too harsh, but not the hardest. I don't know what he did before, but it was not the hardest day. I think if you see some of these bigger gyms, like full-time academies, like they're there all day, and he's just kind of training, but you don't see him signing people up and then dealing with new customers, cleaning the mats, kids, parents, getting ready for helping competitors get ready. So, some of these other schools, man, they're like, ooh, I don't want to say they're a business. They're like almost like a corporation. They have so many different moving parts. But when you have a small program like this, he's inside of a gym, like a fitness gym. It's not the worst lifestyle. But yeah, a lot of things going on. If you guys have any suggestions for videos, I got a ton that I like. But if you guys have anything, maybe I can take a look at that. Just put the link in the comments. And that's it, man. Hope you guys enjoying these videos. Until next time, peace. Peace, peace, peace. And I'm